You know, we haven't taken the XPeak out in a while, not since Tahoe. It's time this baby got out and we give it a ride and stretch its wheels. Let's go. It's been a while since we've been on the XPeak. I think the last time I was on it was when I was doing the off-roading up in Lake Tahoe. That was some really fantastic riding. I miss that. That's some fun stuff. But what are we going to talk about today? I think we're going to talk about Lectric, the company. And it's... Sorry. Sometimes you just get bugs on your glasses and they don't want to go away. But no, Lectric, I'm going to talk about them. Not as, trying to sell you their bike or anything, nothing like that. But basically who they are and the things they're doing and how impressed I am with them. Not just as, a reviewer of their bikes, but as a company as a whole. I don't know if you've been to their website lately, but I have a link in the description that'll just take you right to their website. If you go to their website, on the front page, up in the right corner, you'll see a tab, a piece of paper that's trying to bend over. I encourage you to go there and open that up and see what's going on, because they, along with a lot of other companies and individual viewers, have helped sponsor this YouTube creators' endeavors to raise $1 million for St. Jude. And I believe his original goal was $1 million, right? And what he was going to do it. His name is Ryan, I think it's Tahan, but if you open that up, that little tab on there, it'll show you who the creator is, and you go to him. So he's trying to visit 50 states in 50 days to raise money for St. Jude. And what Lectric did, I think it was maybe his 7th state. They surprised him where he was staying with a new Lectric XP4. And what they told him, they said, every time you ride this, we'll donate $10,000. Every time he rides it. So when you open that tab, you'll see how much they've donated so far to his cause. I looked this morning, it was $430,000. That is just fantastic. And that's what Lectric does. They're just, they're not about the money. They're not about, high-priced e-bikes. They're trying to look out for the customers. They're also trying to look out for the communities. Communities at their local level in Arizona and nationwide. And it's just amazing what they're doing for the communities and for customers. You've heard people say it, and you probably heard me say it too. They have what I believe is the #1 customer service in this industry, hands down. I visited their headquarters when they invited us out to ride the XPeak 2.0. And I was very impressed with their customer service center. I don't know if you've seen videos on it, but they have a lot of customer service there on site. There's not just 1 or 2 people. There's a whole army of them. And what I like is on the walls, they have their bikes broken down by parts. So when you call for a problem and you're saying, hey, this wire or something is pinched or something, they can go to the wall and you can direct them to the exact part you're talking about. And then they can help you out. Instead of this guesswork stuff. Like, maybe it's this, we'll send you this part. And then maybe it's that, we'll send you this part. And they're just very responsive. But, this is not a this is not a customer service video, but I just want you to make aware of that. So when you're getting a Lectric product, you're getting a lot of people that are standing behind that product for you. And hopefully that gives you a little more peace of mind, because even though Lectric keeps their prices down, for a lot of people that's a lot of money to spend still. And for me, every bike I've ridden from them has just been absolutely fantastic. I haven't really had any complaints with them. You know, they just came out with the XP4 that, you know, I've taken on a ride, and it's nice. And they just, you know, the XP Trike 2. I just took that on its initial ride. And I hate to say it, you know, the other companies that I've ridden from, well, there's only one other company that I've ridden from, is Mooncool. Their trikes are nice, but I have a feeling that the Lectric is gonna win. You know, they came out with their 500 watt model, and in about a month and a half, they're gonna be coming out with their 750 watt model. Really nice day today. It's gonna get hotter later, probably in the 90s, but right now, I'm still enjoying the morning weather. Yeah, but they're just you know, they take care of the community is what they're doing. They're not just about how much money can we put in our pockets. You know, I think I told you before, maybe you're new here, that when they brought us out to Arizona to test ride the XPeak 2.0 and the Expedition 2.0, it was maybe a few months later after that they contacted me and said, hey, what's your favorite charity? We're going to donate $5,000 to that charity. And they did that to every creator they brought out there. And it's just, you know, it just, you like to see that with companies. You know, like I said, they're focused on the customer, they're focused on the community. They're not so focused on their bank accounts. And that's what really makes them a successful company. Now, I am excited to see what they do with the Juiced, because if you haven't heard, they bought Juiced out because Juiced went bankrupt. And they told us it would be a while, you know, to get that company, that part of the company straightened out, because it's not going to be, it's going to be owned by Lectric, but it's not going to be a Lectric company. So it's still going to be Juiced. And it'll be interesting to see what they come out with, because I think they are looking at coming out with higher performance bikes, you know, like the wired type bikes, you know, big fast bikes, I guess you should say. I think that's something that they're looking at. And I know there's a pretty big following of Juiced bikes. And I know a lot of people are upset and going, now what? If they've gone bankrupt, how do we get parts and stuff? Well, I think Lectric is also working on that too. So yeah, they're just, I don't know any other e-bike company that comes close to that type of culture where it's about the customer, it's about the community. Everybody I met at Lectric was just nice. It seemed like they all had the same goal, and that was to create an affordable e-bike, you know, a decent built e-bike. I mean, because these are, no matter what some people say always say that, oh, it's just, you know, because it's under $2,000 that it's just cheap. It's not. They figured out a way how to get some good parts on these bikes while keeping the price down. what else is going on? What else is going on? I'm getting a few too many bikes again. Starting to storm inside again. So some will have to be going bye-bye. Can't keep them all because I can't ride them all. So I figure might as well spread the wealth some and get these sold at a decent, cheaper price to people so they can get out there and use them. It's like I said, you get so many bikes, you just can't ride them all. You always have your favorites, and then you hardly ever get to ride those favorites because you're out there trying to ride every bike and create a video on it. But anyways, I just wanted to get out for another nice ride. Missed my Sunday or my Friday evening ride, so this is a Sunday morning ride. Still got the secret bike video coming out. They just haven't given me a release date yet, but it's supposed to be this month sometime. So I'm looking forward to showing you all that bike. I've already taken it out on its review ride, but I think for me it was more of learning how to ride this bike ride. You'll see. But I'm really anxious to see what you guys think of that one. Happy birthday! But anyways, we're gonna point this bike back towards home. I know it hasn't been a long ride. Unfortunately, I got other things to do. So you guys have a great day, great ride, great week, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.